Peace and blessings, family. Welcome to another edition of Sunday Sitting with Sisters. I am joined by my dear blood sister, Khadijah. How you doing, sis?
I'm good. What's up, Facebook land? I'm good. I'm good. I'm a little bit tired because I just had a long day, but I'm good though. I'm good. Sorry for that whole 5 minute cake waiting. Y'all don't usually be that long. We just, she was back there doing all the technical work. So usually have y'all wait like 2, 3 minutes. It's 5 minutes. I bad. Hope y'all got some sound on. I see
That's
your
all
thing,
right.
Brother
Give
One
y'all a
Lone.
chance to get everybody in. So that's, you know what I mean? That's what's up. You know how that goes. You know what I mean? Got a lot of stuff to discuss, y'all. We got a lot of things going on in the world that we're going to have to talk about today. But I figure before we get started, first of all, we want to start off by, giving thanks to our ancestors. And one person we missed last week that we wanted to mention this week. And we want to start off with this brother because I'm not going to front. I watched him a lot over the years. And I thought this dude was like a straight champion. I love the way he checked people, and I feel like in the black community, we have really missed this energy because everybody trying to be politically correct and show fake unity with black folks who ain't really trying to be down with real black folks, but we want to hold them up like they with us, but they not with us. And I love the fact he checked people. It could be another black woman that's trying to be, like she's somebody. He like, girl, get the hell out of here. Or the white lady, he used to always be like on her all the time. But I think he's gonna be missed because he's we don't get to see that energy every day now because people are afraid of being canceled. And so I didn't even know the brother was sick, but I'm gonna miss Mr. Eric Mays. I just thought he was really incredible considering what was happening in Flint, and I love the way that the brother just stood up. So I don't know, Khadijah, what's your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I used to send you clips. You send me clips about him all the time. Like he will
Yeah.
definitely be missed. I don't think we have authentic black men like that. It's very far and few between right now. That is, he was authentically Eric Mays, regardless if they were in their little conference room having a meeting, if they was in the city hall chambers having a meeting, wherever they were, he was authentically him, and he was always standing on business 10 toes down. So we are definitely he will be missed. And I think the very thing that made him so great was he was a part of both worlds. He knew what it was like before we were even able to serve on city council. And so he understood the fact that him being there meant something. It wasn't just I had made it. He understood what it had been like to not be able to be that voice. And so sometimes we have people right now that are in the political field who don't know what it's like to not ever be able to have the idea that you could even be on city council. And so
Mm.
because he come from that world where we wasn't able to have a voice, he stood like I'm here to represent the people who don't have a voice, and that's what he did regarding the water, regarding the living conditions, improper treatment, whatever it was, because he stood in both worlds. He had lived life before. Now we think we have made it, and so like you said. He would check people who would act like, well, I am council member. He would do their little voices. Like that man was hilarious. So he will definitely be missed. And I'm sure I pray there is
Right
more
on.
out there like him, but I don't know. Good evening, Sister Belazar. Good evening, lady. Sorry I missed you last week, but I was hanging out with my sisters and brother. That's right. They come first anyway. Gotta hang out with your
That's right.
siblings. It's a
That's
fun
right.
time. We hung out with our big brother
Yeah.
yesterday a little bit. We went to a
Yes, we
sipper paint
did.
at his house, and I got to pick with him for a good 3, 4 hours, and it
Yeah.
really makes me feel youthful, to be
Yeah.
honest, to pick on him.
Brother Tim, you said no sound, but that's because we had muted ourselves because we were back doing some stuff in the background. So as you can see, the sound is back up. And how you doing, Brother Tim? We're gonna so we want to first start off by just saying how much we're gonna miss the dear councilman Eric Mays. I wish we have someone like that on our city council
What are you telling?
who would bring it. You know what I mean? I just think people like that is missed far and few between. And so we wanted to
Mhm.
start the show off by at least acknowledging his passing. Um,
Sister
Could
Bella,
you
sorry,
see
my
the
youngest
comment?
sister and I had planned to spend a whole week at her house. She tends to name our functions, and it was cocktails, giggles, and tears. That I sure needed it, and it truly, truly helped me. Yeah, I love it. Some cocktails can lead to giggles and tears. I love it. That's a great name. I'm gonna have to steal that.
Right on, right
Cocktails,
on.
giggles, and tears. That's cute.
So, all right, now I wanted to take a moment, if we could, and just kind of talk about a couple of events that are going to be happening in the city. Because I just kind of want I like it when there's a lot of events going on, and we can be supportive. Like, for instance, Brother Timothy One going has Family Skate Night. This is the Hooked on Fish Not Violence. There's going to be free fun, free entry, free food. You can't miss all them frees right there. So it's going to be at
And
the
he does
King
this once a month, y'all.
Country.
So come on out and hell, he does this once a month at King Skate. They have a great time out there. And it's free. Usually you say, we can't afford it. This is free. You just got to get yourself there and everything else is taken care of. So there really is no excuses. So show up
Yeah.
to Family Skate Night with Hooked on Fish and Not on Violence, ran by good old brother One Gone and his
That's
awesome
right.
team.
Right on, right on. Then also we have like a lot of events going on, whether if y'all know it or not. So
Yeah,
I feel
Camilla
like,
been popping lately.
yeah. So I just feel like young people should always have something to do, and I mean always. Also, another dear sister friend of mine is going to be doing brunch and business day party, and I'll be there. There's a part of, I think, a panel, but this sister is going to have this event, 21 and over. So this is for like a little older crowd. This is going to be at the Firehouse Gallery in Old Sacramento. And so they're going to have a live DJ, food, drinks, networking activity, and panel. So look here, if you want to get out and meet some folks that's about something, and that's making
Mhm.
things happen in our community, you need to show up for this. Like, I love seeing this young sister in particular putting together things that she want to see. Even though I'm 52, and I think this sister's in her 20s, she's been doing these like all over the country. So she's also doing it here. So this is presented by the Prodigy Social. So I really love this, and want to always support this sister and what she's doing, because I feel like, these are things we need to be attending as we network. You want to find those like-minded people, so check that out. And then, oh girl, we got some stuff. I'm just trying to hit them all real quick. Um, then we're going to be having what it means to be 18. This is something that I'm doing. I'm going to be doing these at a few schools this year. The first one's going to be at Luther Burbank. These are for young people. This is like a 4 hour summit, helping young people to understand the legalities of being 18. So everything from your credit, voting, how does this work when you're in a house, like home ownership over rental. Just kind of pointing out some things why you should vote. What's your civic duty, and it explains some things, and your social, how to get a social security card, what kind of ID you need, all those things. It's like a really, I've been doing this for like the past 6, 7 years, but I picked different schools. So Burbank is one. I'll be doing one at Laguna Creek, and then maybe one at Valley High. So, and Rosemont. So just trying to get, because I meet too many young people who turn 18 and they have no idea any of the responsibilities in turning 18. We always be making them, and how to interface with the police, but no, how to get your credit right. How's that going to affect you having the car note? What does that really mean? Why should you register to vote? Why should you serve on a jury duty? Like all of those things about turning 18. That's what this summit is for. So this is the first one we're rolling out, and this will be at Luther Burbank. And we really target the Luther Burbank students, to be honest with you. So those who are 18 and a mature 17-year-old, and they get this. It's a whole booklet, and it's like a civic lesson that they get to learn, but how to really use it in the world. So that is, yeah, that whole citizenship piece, and why you should vote. Really why you vote. What does that really mean? Everything down from taxes determine your taxes really do determine what your area looks like. So that takes us right back to home ownership. So that's that summit that's coming up. Sounds great. Teach them how to become great citizens. Yes, Sister Balazar, absolutely. So that's another one. I think there may be one more. Let's see what the next one is. Um, let's see. Got that one. That one. I thought there was another one. Here it is. And then, of course, our rightful place is teaming up with Earth Mama Healing, which is me, to present our second annual youth summit called Cherish Our Black Girls. And this is for Black girls ages 13 to 18. It's a day of fun, friendship, and development. And this is where we have black girls from dang near all the schools I teach in, and then black girls in general, so they can learn how to be with each other as sisters, as friends, do things where we get to laugh, know each other, and have some fun. Because a lot of times black girls don't necessarily know how to befriend black girls without all the drama. And so this is our second time doing it. Of course, we're doing it at the Emoji Academy with Dr. Stockdale. And I just feel like we're at the time where we really have to put some time into black girls learning to be each other friends and love each other and all of that great stuff. And I feel like, we do this every year. And then also at this event, we also unveil our latest campaign on that the girls designed around, their value. So that's what's going on there. So that a lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff happening um, um, around the town. Just want to make sure that we give you all this information. I think there's one more event. If I can find this picture, here it is. Mama P is doing something too. Mahogany Urban Poetry Series is going to feature Mama P, which is Patricia Hill, in loving memory of our dear sister Cleo Cartel, who had a show on Earth Mama Healing Network called For the Culture. And so she's going to be doing some things at the firehouse. The firehouse is lit up, our place kitchen where she's going to be doing some poetry and she's awesome, awesome, but in honor of Cleo Cartel. So y'all need to be supporting her as she celebrates Sister Cleo. So as y'all can see, we got a lot of awesome stuff going on. And I hope that y'all will come out and support everybody that's doing something, even if you just peek your head in for a minute. I feel like we need to really be supporting everybody and their mama. So, yeah. So there we go, Khadijah. I'm done. That was a kind of like a lot. I may highlight these at the end, maybe again, but yeah. So that's what's going on. And as we start our discussion tonight, family, I found this picture online. I don't know who the artist is. I tried to research the artist, but every time I see this picture, I feel like this speaks to a lot of what's happening, like how I seen black people growing up. Anissa Walker says, much needed programs. I wish there were programs like this when I was growing up. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. That's why I love that everybody's pinching in and doing whatever they can to help our communities be better. As I look at this beautiful piece of artwork, I think this is how Black people survive. When you look at this fist and how we're all in the fist in that American flag, because we know, for the most part, being in America has not been, we didn't come here as immigrants, those who are descendants of enslaved people. So that wasn't like we didn't come here for a dream. We were forced to kind of stick together to fight this system called America. So when I seen this artwork, I was like, wow, this is beautiful, because I think it sums up those descendants of enslaved people in this country. I feel like that sums up our journey and how we used to be tight like this as this fits as a people. What about you, Khadijah? What you think? I done talked a lot.
Oh, I agree. You
Yeah, I
summed it
done
up.
talked a lot. Yeah, so I just want to kind of start off with that. Got a lot of stuff to jump into, so I did that part that we started off with. You want to start off with our fun fact first before we dive in?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, let's see. Hold on, let me get into this fun fact. I tried to be organized this week, so pray with me. Okay, hold on. Uh, the fun fact. What is fun fact? Yeah. Okay, here we go. So, we said we would start off our show with a fun fact, and I'm trying to find this fun fact. Damn, I don't know how many damn windows I got open up in here. Here we go. Whew. Here's a fun fact, sis. March 3rd, 1821. Do you want to read that, Khadijah?
Thomas Jennings becomes the first Black American to receive a patent for his invention. He invented a dry cleaning process called dry scouring, a forerunner of today's dry cleaning products. So all our press shirts, everything in the dry cleaners that can get our clothes pressed, ironed, flat, wrinkle free was created by a Black man, which
Wow.
probably was his wife or somebody probably, or whoever mother, and maybe even him was probably doing all the work and created something to make their stuff look a little bit, make their workload a little bit easier. So it's usually how most inventions are created. So yeah, fun
Right
fact.
on.
That's an awesome picture. Does something up how we used to be, and we need to get back there.
It's about the picture
She's
with the
talking about the
fish.
fist, I believe. Yeah.
What
Hmm.
I find interesting in Dr. Stockdale's school for Black History Month, she had like a museum of Black inventions, and I didn't realize how many things we invented in America, and most of this stuff has to do around things with work. So whether a Black woman invented the ironing board, the way the ironing board is designed, the bicycle frame, our cell phones, the lawnmower. Oh my God, it was just so many things in there that we invented. And I thought to myself, wow, I mean, the stoplight, the gas mask, because they had different copies of all of those things. I'm trying to push my chair. And sometimes we don't even realize all the things we invented. But the crazy part is, for some of those things, we weren't able to get patents because Black people weren't allowed to get patents. So when I think of like even a stoplight, that person's family, do they get money for every stoplight like the people who did the shopping cart? When you think of Black people struggling economically, it kind of makes you wonder, if we create all these things, why do we struggle so much financially? Why aren't we getting what do you call that, royalties from all of these inventions? And a lot of these things came right up out of slavery because, of course, we had to work. I can't imagine a white man inventing the lawnmower because he ain't out there mowing lawns. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I look at all those kind of things and think to myself, wow, we are an incredible people. But sometimes I just don't understand why we invented all these things. Why do we struggle so much? I mean, we know the answer to that. I'm just saying, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of awesome inventions to have made and still be struggling. But I thank you for sharing this with me, Khadijah, because I feel like this is something that we totally need to know. So
Well, thank you.
that's our fact. All right. So we got through that. Let's see here. I'm trying to do. There we go. Okay, so we got through that. I could try to close some of these things. I have like hella screens open. Um, it seems like there is a lot of things happening in our community as it pertains to Black men in violence, as it pertains to Black women. I know this is a hard conversation to have because, we were going to talk about police brutality. Everybody would be very upset, very much at arms, probably marching in the street if it's not too cold. But I don't really hear us talking about all of these things that are coming forward. And I know as we've seen that Black fist picture, that sometimes people get to hide in that fist amongst Black people, and we don't like to talk about the things we do to each other that is not good. So, case in point, um, we're going to talk about like this a former professional basketball player sentenced to 90 years in prison for multiple sexual assaults. And you'll have some people say that that is a harsh sentence for him, which means we really don't have no value when it comes to violence against women, it feels like in the community.
Yeah, and I've
To
heard
develop.
people say he didn't kill anybody. So 90 years is excessive, as if he didn't kill the spirit and the soul of the young ladies that he sexually assaulted. So, black people, yeah, it's an uncomfortable conversation, but it's a conversation that needs to be had because I've sent you so many articles just over this past week
Mhm,
of all the guys that sodomized and killed the 20-year-old young lady who they were friends with, supposedly. You know,
mhm,
the
mhm,
it's just it's constant the nature boy, he just got sentenced to life for infecting people with HIV, his little cult people. So it's just like we black people, for some reason, this but part of our sick mentality. I'm not going to put it on white supremacy. We have kind of
That's true.
characterized certain crimes as not bad. If they're alive, it's okay. He may have raped you and stole all your innocence, but you're alive, so he shouldn't get life. Why you want to take the rest of his life away? We sometimes people that have been molested and raped, that's like they're dead inside. They're like walking around zombies because they have been the time of their assault really took away their mental stability. So they're like walking around,
Mm,
in a fog. And
so
so
tough.
yeah, it's a conversation that we have to definitely talk about. And yeah, we hear about it. We really quick to throw some balloons in the air. And all due respect, praise God that we lifted some balloons in the air. But what happens after that? What happens after the show up visual? What happens? We always want to talk to black women putting ourselves in situations. How come nobody's talking to these black men on why they are so emotionally damaged and weak that they are killing people and raping people? This motherfucker was a former NBA star. It probably was groupies that would still get with him just based on the fact that he was an NBA star. But it's not about women you can get, it's about power and control. And they want black women to feel powerless and no control, which is how a lot of us feel walking around here. We feel unprotected, we feel neglected, and we are being
Mm.
abused. And it's because we give people like him and people escape. We kind of coddle them like his environment. No, no, he deserved every bit of that 90 years in prison. Since Balzar said he did, he killed her spirit, and that's a whole bunch of family members that are suffering behind it. He did do damage. Come on now. Exactly. Exactly. I sent you a clip, Londa, where a lady was saying people think that a healthy household is one raised with a two-parent household. And she said a healthy household is a happy mom who has good mental health. That's a happy household.
Mhm.
She said, 'cause, people could be in
Yeah.
there with a two-parent home, but you watching abuse. The mom is, she's sad, she's broken inside, she don't feel love, she don't feel value. And it really hit me because people just feel like any man around means you have a two-parent household, and that could be
Mm.
more damage. And we also have to remember that Malcolm X said about the most unprotected person on earth is a black woman. Amen to that. I know I want a tangent, but
But
it's
I
just
agree.
it's so many articles I get, and I can't even send you them all. Like the
Yeah.
young lady Chastity, I can't remember her last name, that was just killed
Yeah.
over there in Greenhaven, former
Mhm.
one of your students. She didn't really connect the dots that
Yeah.
was one of her students toward the end of the week.
I
But
didn't.
it's just
I did not.
it's becoming so normal for us to know somebody who was murdered by their mate. One of our nieces was murdered by her mate in Atlanta when she got out of car at work. It's my cousin's uh,
Mhm.
daughter, but that's like our, but it's people say it's home, y'all. It
You
ain't
watch
coming
her
close
grow
to
up.
home. It ain't happening. It's here. It's home. It's happening in our front yard, our backyard, in our kitchen, in the garage, at the schools. You could pull up the principal that got the teacher, the pregnant teacher. He used the school funds to get her to have her assassinated, to have her killed. What is going on?
Mhm.
This was a principal. It's like
Yeah.
there's absolutely zero value for black women. And she wasn't a rapper, she was a school teacher. That's Chastity.
Yes,
That was
Chas.
gunned
Yes, my
down.
former student.
Uh-huh.
Yes, my former
Yeah,
student. By her husband, by the way,
it's
y'all, who is the father of her
mhm.
children. See, I think it just goes a little deeper. This is not like a stranger. Like a lot of these murders are not stranger murders. These are people
Uh-uh.
that this woman's husband, who's the
They have
father of her
children
children.
together.
I think he's still at large. That's this
Hmm.
idiot in the middle. And I just feel like as black community, we got to somebody's hiding this boy, this dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say brother because brothers don't kill you. Somebody's hiding this man. And there
Hmm.
was a time when you couldn't, nobody would never hide you. They would like, they'd be talking you into
You would
turning
have to
yourself in.
leave town. You would have to leave
Yes,
town and then hope nobody knew where you were. But now you could hide
yes,
right here in plain sight and won't nobody
yes,
say shit.
yes,
Nothing. Sister Belazar said, and remember, we are sick as our secrets. This is why things are going on without you knowing. Everything was told to us. We had to keep quiet about it. But no, we need to open up and tell the world. Absolutely. And we need to hear them when they're telling it. We act like, oh, that's Uncle Johnny been through a lot. No, that don't give her. They don't have to suffer in silence. No, hell no. And it's just sickening. It's sickening.
yeah.
Very much so.
So part of what we're talking about today is we're gonna talk about some of these cases. And I know this is gonna turn some people off because it's almost like for instance, there's a video somebody sent me. I guess the girl slapped the man first and then he got around, he slapped her back. But I think the thing that kind of got me when I watched that, it was like watching all of those men trying to calm the man down
Mhm.
instead of getting on his helmet. You know what I mean? I watch how careful men are with other men. You know what I mean? Instead of like checking this dude maybe by putting your
Instead of
hands on
knocking
him.
his ass out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I just feel
No
like when
one
I
gets a
see
free
stuff
pass.
like that,
Let's tell it
I
all.
just feel like there is something we got to talk about the complicity as it pertains to the black community on the way we kind of look away at things. We just kind of act like, well, this that's that
We are
man.
very
Like
complacent.
immediately
We are
he
very
gets all of these
complacent with
rights as a
particular.
man.
Yep. We are very
Huh?
complacent with particular issues that pertain to black men. Most definitely. We will give them an out as to why she shouldn't have slapped him first. Or she don't run up on no man. And like you said, trying to calm him down instead of like that's a feat, don't put your hands on a woman. We don't even hear that
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
No one gets a free pass, you must tell it all. We don't even get that anymore. So I don't know. And that just kind of makes me give some brothers the side eye. If I'm around some men somewhere and I hear somebody, a woman, getting disrespected, and the brother don't chime in, I have to get that brother a whole side eye. Like I couldn't really want to be around you because I don't like cowards. I don't like cowards,
yeah,
and thank God the men in my family are not cowards. My brother would not stand around watching no man hit a woman or cuss him out.
yeah.
They wouldn't do it. My
Like
husband
this,
wouldn't do it. My son just wouldn't do it.
I know, I know. Like this for here, Nature Boy. I just discovered him last week. But
Oh
he's
yes,
eerily similar to people who have religious followings. When we were younger,
absolutely.
we worked for some people who was religious in their Islam belief, and the way they treated women
Mhm.
was not as bad as this dude, but it could be up there. It's kind of like in religion, there's always this thing about oppressing women. Like for some reason, the
Mhm.
women get to be the floor, and somehow they are God, and that's why they get to treat women like shit. And I feel like there's a
Yep.
connection to that. There was a connection to that in a lot of black leaders. I don't care if we're talking about Elijah Poole. I don't care if we're talking about Yahweh. Like when you look at this, there's a common thread to how you treat black people in
Mhm.
religious settings.
Sectors.
Because
Mhm.
there's an identity issue with black people because you claim you know who you are, but the way you treat people tells us that you don't know who you are.
And
If
we
you
can
got a
we and you
70%
name
of your,
Yah
huh?
you name Yahweh ben Yahweh and all the other religions, but we can take that to Christianity. T.D. Jakes,
Yeah, yeah,
the guy that had Jamal Bryant, all these people that
yeah.
had all type of sexual stuff going on, and because they are Christians, they hide behind that Bible and they can pull out a scripture to right their
That's
wrong,
right on.
and we just soak it up. So we give people a religious pass in all religions, be it Islam, be it Christianity, be the newfound Negro, whatever they want to call themselves, the
Yeah.
pro Africa, all every sector. I have realized, and
The
we have
Hebrew
studied with a
Israelite,
lot of them and been on a company. It
the
is
he,
always Hebrew
yep,
Israelites, every people that wear the purple and gold on them too.
yep,
Every whatever it is, they always seem to be oppressing women, or the men
yeah,
are fucking freaks, and they have multiple women and babies and sleep with young girls. Some of them sleep with boys.
mm,
You know what I mean?
yep,
All in the name of religion. It's a lot of shit, sick shit going on in some of these religious sects that people hide behind because it looks good, and
that's
because we
so
are
true.
because we are misplaced people. Because this ain't our damn, it's our land now, but we really, because we're searching for a culture. That's how we get. Some of us get caught up in these kind of cults because Christianity is a cult too. Y'all can say it's not. They're just calling this a cult when your pastor can do no wrong, when he can have many women in the congregation that he's sleeping with, when he can everybody can give him their money, but he can't help nobody with no rent. When he can call you out
Mm,
for what you're doing wrong, but you can't bring up none of his indiscretions. That's a cult. That's a
that's
cult. Y'all
true.
may not all have on the same shit. That's a cult.
Yeah,
Call it what you want. That's a cult. So people like to always look at Islam, and I'm not defending Islam nor Christianity. I'm just saying, in a whole, there are good and bad in all religions, but most religions have
it's
a
a religious
part
thing.
of it. Yeah,
I agree.
they all
I
have a
agree.
religious part of it that degrades. and degrades and downgrades women. Like we are just a piece of meat. We are the people that birth the children. We're the people that are able to reproduce and bring forth life. You can have all the sperm in the world, but if you ain't got something to fertilize it, then you can't do shit with that sperm.
Yeah. You
But they
right on,
always want
sis.
to make it seem like we are worth nothing. Sister Melazar said, I don't think I know the whole story on Meg Thee Stallion. I need you guys to explain that to me. But all I see them is pushing her to the side and protected that boy that shot her in her foot.
That's another
I don't know
example.
too much about it either, but that's pretty much from what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it either because I didn't follow it a whole lot just until they got to the court cases. But it does seem like they're, excuse me, blaming her for being shot in the foot like this, like she can control this fool with a handgun shooting her. Like, is that once again, you shouldn't have been in the car with him. What did you do to upset? Stupid stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Mr. Belzer, I
You
don't
know, I
know.
also know
Sybil said, "Yep, yep."
even if Megan Thee Stallion was butt ass naked in the car doing whatever, he doesn't have the right to shoot her.
He pulled the gun
You
out. Yep.
understand? Y'all would defend criminals who got killed by the police before you defend this woman.
Hmm.
That's where we
They
are.
do.
Like like y'all. I mean, I'm sorry these men lost their lives, but y'all, come on, they weren't the top notch in our society. Like, let's be honest. Like, what are we gonna tell our kids when they look at their background and be like, y'all went to the street for the criminals, but you're not gonna go to the street for just women who trying to find their way and they trying to support you? Come
Hmm.
on, y'all. That's why people don't be fucking with us like that. Because they know in our culture we do not have a healthy respect for black women
It's
or
no value
girls.
to them.
We just don't.
Sister Belazar said, "I was talking about the abuse of that Bible and that Quran and whatever book that they study out of. They use that to hide behind of it, hide behind all of it, and justify the same way the slave masters did the slaves. You got it, and that's yeah.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
people have replaced their slave. Some black people have replaced their slave master with those books.
that's
Those
true.
books dictate everything they do and don't do. Sybil said instead of using the words to enrich some, use it to oppress. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I
And
just think
yeah,
like
that's
this
exactly
is
what it is.
there's something wrong. And with this dude's case, he talked about how he seen children. Like he said it out his mouth. He wasn't even a
Mhm.
secret about what he felt.
Mm-mm.
He was online with it. And I think that's the sick part, that this dude was online talking about hurting children and just doing all kind of guy, showing all the abusive scars that were on the women that he beat up and stuff. Like,
And he would
what
make
the
them
hell
fight
is
each
going on
other
here?
to prove they love for
Yes,
him. Like them really
yes,
beat on each other. Like,
yes.
knocking teeth out their mouth and shit. Then he had it all wrapped in like an African culture. They ain't got shit to do with no African culture.
Not
Like,
none.
that is sick. That's sick.
Yeah.
So
So I hope that he will never get out of jail. And I hope it's a warning to other
he got
people
life
right
plus
now.
10 years.
Yeah. Because I when I see cases like this, Khadijah, it really helps me to understand how people could follow that man to South America where they all died from drinking poisonous Kool-Aid. There is
Drinking that.
something that's
Hmm.
happened to black folks where we don't have an identity. And then people come and tell you, oh, you're a rug. And then we believe it because self esteem wise, there is something wrong with us that we want to belong to something great because belonging to yourself is just not enough.
They don't even know who they
You
self
know what
is
I
to
mean?
belong to.
Yeah.
They don't even know who they
Yeah.
are to belong to themselves. Keon said his
That
hair
just
should roll,
made
most
me,
definitely. But the sad
yeah.
part about it was a lot of men under him that brought into the rhetoric. Nobody,
Yeah.
he would go out in Miami and take his women out and do all kind. No, yeah, it
Have
was.
them
He's just
barking
this
at the
guy. He's
damn,
just one.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
Having
just one.
having
He
them,
would tell them they were
yeah.
nothing, but then they were queens. See that the shit don't even make sense if you listen to this. You the mother of the civilization, but you the floor and I'm the ceiling. That don't even make no goddamn sense. But we would let it roll with it. This here is a high school principal faces life in prison after using school's money to hire a hitman who killed a pregnant teacher. Y'all, what the hell is going on with our people? Look at these two disgusting animals. Like I'm devastated. This is too much. This is too much. I almost didn't even want to talk about this, but we have to talk about it. We have
Yeah.
to talk about it. This nigga crazy. Both of them. Like they had Sherelle too, Keon. They took two lives. She was
Yeah.
bringing forth life. That's a
That's
double
crazy.
murder.
Look at this. Look at
We in the
this.
twilight zone, Eastern times. We interesting times. We definitely are. This can't. Sometimes I feel like this cannot be real. Like I'm in the Matrix or some shit. Like this cannot be life. This is crazy.
That's like
This
I
is
think
crazy.
about my former student. That was her husband. That just that when I didn't even make the connection last week when the sister announced it. It didn't even dawn on me because I can't even. And again, these are these very personal murders. It ain't like somebody shot you in a drive-by, or you was accident, you was on the freeway and the gun went off. This is very personal stuff. And my thing is, see, we want to say the white man is the beast, but I don't know about that shit. I just don't know about it. Like even dogs have a mission. Dogs just don't bite anybody. You got to kind of be
The
fucking with the
white
dog
man,
for them to bite.
that part, and the white man may very well be a beast, but nigga, so are you. You a beast also. Beasts don't only come in white flesh. A beast come looking just like a black man that you birthed. Come looking just like your brother. Come looking just like your uncle. Looking just like your daddy. So the white man may very well be a beast, but you picked up some of his beastly ways, and you are now the beast. Like I told y'all last week, y'all better get on YouTube and look at viral crimes, twisted crimes, the family, black girl unlost, and look at all these black women getting killed by their husbands and their children's fathers and their mates. And if you look at the cases closely, the men already did time for domestic violence. They usually have already done time for domestic violence before they take their life. He don't just wake up and lose his mind and go crazy and kill her. He been whooping on they've been whooping their ass for years. They've been abusing them for
Amen.
years, and they feel like they own these people. So when they say it's over, they want to move on. No, I own you literally. Just like the slave master said, you gonna work reputation or you gonna die, nigga. We have them same men. You gonna be with me or you gonna die, bitch. And that's what's happening. I'm telling y'all, it's so many all over the world, all over the world.
Yeah.
It's not just in the ghettos. People that live in high rises in Los Angeles, people live in high rises in Miami with
Yeah.
money. It's not happening to just poor sector people. No, it's black
Yes.
women are
You're
just
right.
devalued from high class to low class to no goddamn class. We getting taken out of here by
That's
mates.
real talk. That's real talk. That's real talk.
College
So
graduates, sorors, whatever you, everybody, they taking them out to the wealth, all the way down to the welfare recipient that don't, or the lady that don't work. Classism don't have nothing to do with it. We just not value. Period. No matter how many letters behind your name or in front of your name, doesn't matter. This baby, she was a mother of two. That's y'all. She got two babies. Nobody can love you like your mama. They can try, because Lord knows we all try to fill in that gap when somebody leave, but it's nothing like a mother's love. Nothing.
nothing like it.
And those babies will
Nothing
not
like it.
experience that anymore. Yes, sister, you right. We cannot ignore the beast among us. We have far too long for too long to our detriment. Keon, brother, straight up. And shout out to y'all for y'all men's wellness. I saw the pictures. Great turnout. We need that. Black men need a lot of brotherhood and to be able to talk some shit out
Right.
sometimes. You know what I mean? Just to be able to get a different opinion. Some of your boys, they only know how to whoop ass. I'm being completely serious. Some young boys, they just grew up in that environment where whooping, you got to keep your bitch in line by beating her. They got to be around real men and be like, no, if you love her, you're going to touch on her in a loving way, not in a hurtful way. Young black boys, that's why
Mm.
playground, they pull their hair and punch him. Oh, he love you. No, he hitting you. He don't like you. Love don't hurt. It don't cause pain. It don't leave scars. So big up to y'all, Keon, and your brother and all y'all for y'all wellness group. That was what's up. The Bible speaks of these days. We are living in the final days. I believe. I truly believe it. My mama talked about it too, Sister Belazar. She said she did not want to be here when shit hit the fan.
Yes, she did.
She used to say that
She did say
all the
that.
time. And if I smell shit everywhere I go now, shit is hitting the fan. It's everywhere.
But I'll say this, Khadijah, and I agree with everything y'all saying. I also feel like we got to back up and look at where do these men learn this fucking emotional "you ain't leaving me, I own you" shit. Where the fuck did that come from?
In their household and what they witness. It's a long, learned and taught behavior. Nobody is born into the world hating somebody or wanting to abuse somebody. That is a learned and taught behavior. That is behavior that they witnessed and now they are repeating.
Mm,
Now we saw our mama get up. We have everybody has a routine in their house. You get up whatever day. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to.
yeah.
People have. And some people routine. A wake up is a slap. A wake. Some people routine is just to beat on their women, keep them hostage. Can't
Mm,
have no friends. Those are learned behaviors. They
that's so
learned that.
true.
Thank you. Yes, we're trying to do our own work with and amongst ourselves. Only we can. Keon, thank you for saying that because sometimes they act like it's the black woman's job to fix the black man, and we can't fix something that we know No, we have no idea how it's broken internally. We don't know. We're not men. Black women, we can go to school, get all the degrees. We cannot teach a black man how to be a man. That has to come from a healthy black man. It can't come from no woman. I don't care how many books you read and what you do, how many sons you raise. You still gonna be lacking something as a man. So Keon,
Real
thank you for
talk.
recognizing that y'all got to fix y'all. Just like we got to fix us. And it looks like shit is hitting the bed because it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It is. Yeah. Yeah. I just.
Yeah, sister
I
saying
don't know.
preach
It's just
it. This
hard.
is a book of
It's just.
Revelation. How you doing there,
Yeah.
sister? Good to see you on here. Correct. But I also know part. So I'm all for religious enlightenment, but too often that shit is used as a tool of enslavement because that's
Mhm.
what Nature Boy did. That's what a lot
Yep.
of people do when they get that book and they know that women are lacking daddies or positive male role
Protection.
models, and then people use those religious books that are supposed to be tools, they're supposed to be a map to your liberation. They use it as a tool of enslavement. So I just, man, this is not okay, y'all. This is not okay. This is not okay. It just made me feel some kind of way. And that's why you're not going to ever hear me talk about defunding certain shit. That's why, I know that they're looking to hire more
Could have
police
kept
or
that ice
whatever.
in there.
Maybe some of these black men should go join the police force. I don't know. But I just know who is going to protect the fucking black woman. Because this is not okay. This is not this. You can't make this shit okay. I don't want to hear about and her husband just got out of jail. He just got out of jail when he went to kill her. He met her with the
I didn't
intention
even
of
know that.
killing her. He just got out of jail.
Yeah, and this most of these things, I hate to say it, as I'm watching all this stuff, it's almost like I'm doing research. Excuse me. Most of this shit is premeditated and planned out. Most of it
Yeah,
is planned out. They've been talking about it for weeks. They go through their phone. They show how to get away with this, how to do this. What's the best time to do this? Sounds that a lot of this shit is premeditated and planned out. It ain't like they just snapped and lost their mind. No, they had the intention of killing these
yeah.
people for a while. I don't
So
want
in
that
the
hurt
midst of
nobody.
having to deal with a tragedy like that, then we got then we got to watch a Negro like this talking about he shouldn't have to pay taxes. I didn't know this nigga was ADOS. I didn't know he was a foundational black American. I mean, I
Which
didn't
one?
know
Go
Terrence
officially put your
Howard
hands to him.
was
Put the water over your fence to
Terrence
him.
Howard's ordered to pay
Sorry.
900K in back taxes after saying it's immoral for the U.S. government to tax descendants of slaves. I didn't know this nigga was a descendant of slave. He looked like he's a descendant of a slave master, but he definitely don't look like he a descendant of a goddamn slave. Like, let's just be honest.
That was premeditated. Yeah, this he need to just pay them damn taxes. I don't even hear him talking nothing about black this and black nothing until it came to these goddamn taxes. I ain't never see him in the
Yeah,
forefront of anything about black anything until he need to pay these taxes. But
look at
hey,
this nigga
good
parting
try,
his
Sister
head.
Phyllis said. I mean, Sister Marsha White says, please say that louder. There is no love like a mother's love. Yes, I agree. A woman cannot teach a boy how to become a man, and abuse is a learned behavior, and this is not exact. It's a learned behavior. Learned behavior. It's
Oh,
God. It's good, brothers. It's fuck the niggas. Hold on. What can I say? Hold on.
oh
I'm
wait,
glad my son is
I'm
able to
going
see
down to take
healthy and loving. Look, let me do citizens up here. I'm glad my son is able to see healthy and loving
a
relationships. It makes a difference. My village is the bomb. Oh, yeah, yeah, me either. Yeah, she said, it's good, brothers. It's fuck niggas. It's good sisters. It's trifling broads. Yes, it is. I agree.
yeah.
That's why I always say
Well, I think the
there are
trifling
women
broad.
and ladies. Huh?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Say, Londa? Now, like I used to
Hmm.
always say, there are women and ladies, and then there are tramps and hoes. And the brother told us that. Remember that line? He said, "Nah, I'm the hoes." And
I
he had
remember.
offered us our seat or something. I can't remember what it was. And we was like, "No, he can get
I
now. Them some
remember.
hoes over there, y'all ladies." And we was like, I was offended, but then I had to
Yeah.
look at how the women were behaving and trying to get their attention and trying to sleep with them. We wasn't on that, so I had to like fall back. Like,
And I
hey,
also
he
think
he he know what he talking about.
some of these trifling ass women show their sons that it's okay for you to whoop up on your woman's ass.
Oh yeah,
They get
yeah,
to see that
yeah.
firsthand
I
with
knew
the mama, since the
I knew
daddy
a
ain't there.
mother. Yep. I knew a mother whose son was abusive to his mate. They had two children together. And when she finally, stood her ground and got him locked up, the mom went over there and jumped on her because she called the cops after being beat, had her jaw broke and everything because she had turned her son in.
That's when you want to be
Didn't
the
go whoop his ass for breaking the jaw of her grandchildren mother.
yeah.
Went and beat
Yeah.
her up for getting him arrested. So yeah, we
Mhm.
definitely have some mothers and some aunties and some grandmamas. Let's just be real with it.
Yeah.
That really coddle these men and make it okay, or give them a landing space, a landing spot. For them to come run to when they get their ass in some hot water. And we'll tell the girl, well, don't be talking so rude to him, or what you do to him to make him hit you. Instead of my son ever get with a woman and she say he hit me upside my head, I'm gonna hit his ass upside his head. Because that is not how you raise. I ain't gonna say what you do to him. I'm gonna bust his ass. Straight up. You know what I
Real
can't
talk.
stand him and all he marries is Asian women. Give me an effing break. See, I didn't even know that. I never even
Yeah,
seen none of his
this
kids
nigga,
develop. But
his
if it's
kids don't
about
even
right,
look black.
because he got a
Yeah, his
side
kids don't
part,
even look like
y'all.
black
Still got
people.
a side part
Yeah,
like he Fred Astaire.
yeah. He look
Niggas be on them cats.
he look like the white.
Mm,
He look like he comes from a white man. Let's be honest.
he trying to have the Superman comb over
Nigga
like,
be-
next, Terrence Howard, bye. On Facebook giving cats away. Wait, who giving away cats? Wait, you mean like, wait,
Hey, who you talking about?
no, this no, we have to sort the good and the bad amongst ourselves. We do, Keon. That's why we got to be intentional because people are so slick, but you can really, really trust your gut. Y'all, we have so many red flags when it comes to relationships, some black women, and we look right past that shit and try to paint that flag the color we want it to be. So, Keon, we do
Oh,
have to sort
Khadijah.
through them. But I want to know who was
I
selling
gotta
cats.
find the
Wait,
sister. So, for instance, the sister who shared her 50-part series on her relationship, I listened to it.
Tessa
Well,
Ressa or
Charlamagne the
Ressa
God
Tessa,
tried
one
to
of her.
talk bad about it. I'm like, well, that's she sharing, but her
Charlamagne the
stupidity.
guy
She
said
talking
she
about
got to
Terrence
take what
Howard.
she can get because she's a big back. Did you
Yeah.
hear me? Charlamagne the God said she got to take what she can get because she's a big back. And then we got to remember also, Charlamagne the God he was brought up on rape charges and then settled. He drugged a young girl when she was 17 and raped her. So his opinion means diddly squat here. Nobody gives a fuck about Charlamagne. You like young girls, you drug them. You're a coward. I'm all about right. I taught mine and I told him your hands belong to you. You don't touch nobody. And when he did, I was so glad her mother had his butt locked up. I went to visit him and I told him this world will be the first and the only time I will ever come and see him. He better be glad it was younger. He twised up. When I grew up, we got up from that table and he seen my back. He knew to get his stuff together and to keep his hands to himself. That's right. Straight
I
up.
just don't know where the fuck this nigga come from. I don't know where Terrence Howard come from with this bullshit.
Yeah,
Now he a
nobody.
descendant of
I
an
don't never.
enslaved person. He don't shut his ass up.
And he don't even. Yeah, see. I didn't even know he married Asians, but it look about right. I can't see him with no black woman, like no sister for real. I
I
really
can't
can't.
either. With his
Too
weird look.
corny.
He sounded the same
Corny
in
as
every
hell.
movie. Hey, hiring man. He sounded the same in
Don't you
every
start.
movie. He be Ray Charles blind. Hey, man. He's always sound the same. You know what I mean?
I
Speaking
can't
of a
with you.
sister, y'all, on a lighter note, because we started off on some heavy shit today. What if you was at a casino and you hit for $42.9 million and they tell you the slot machine is broke? What would
Somebody
y'all
better
do?
run me my. They better run me my money. That's all I'm saying. Cause this shit wasn't broke when I was sitting here feeding it for 5 hours. Run me. Let me ask you this: you the casino queen, Miss Red Hawk? What the hell would
Ain't
you do if
happening.
you on that machine and it hit?
I will be getting my money. I will be getting my money, or somebody will be getting their ass whooped. Like for real. Like they be back there running me my check. Like straight up.
It
I'm
was
not leaving this casino till I get $42.9 million. Straight up. Y'all see me
man.
on the news acting a goddamn fool. I'm getting my check.
You know how I you know how I am when I lose $20. So can you imagine if I hit for 42.9? I hit for 100 and cash out. Boop, I'm done. You be like, let it roll. I'm done. So girl, I turn that whole casino out. Straight up.
Sybil say
Sybil
she's
said I'm
suing
suing.
Sister
Burning
Balasar.
that bitch down. Keon said,
Yeah.
burning that bitch down. Bitch better have my money. I will ask. I'm telling y'all. Red Ho. You talking about Terrence
She
Howard?
said, set the bitch off. I
Set
feel
that
so
bitch.
bad
Yeah,
for
I'm
this
telling you,
sister.
run me,
Because y'all know she probably
run
need
me.
this damn money. Like, look at her
She's
right
gonna
now
get.
in
We
her
all can
apartment.
use. Who don't need 42.9 million? I know you need it. Shit, run me my money.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just know.
and she gonna
Look
get
at her.
something. She's
She's
gonna get
like, girl,
something.
look at this. Look. She taking a picture in front. That's what I would do. I take a picture in front of anything. Like, look, y'all. Then they gonna come on out like they not gonna give her this money. She getting this money. Oh, look at this. Look
they gonna
at
give her
Indian.
something.
Whoever got it, y'all better go ahead and give her that money for real.
Yeah, stop
Oh,
playing with
girl,
me.
you shit.
She gonna get it.
Girl,
I'm a,
please.
I'm gonna call some 200 million in damages. I know that's right. I'm busting shit up. Now
And
they gonna have to give her something. They ain't gonna have
yeah,
no
they gotta give
choice.
her something. That's ridiculous. That's straight up out the box ridiculous. I seen that.
They gonna have
Okay,
to give her
y'all. So
something.
listen, this is another thing right here. I'm about to put this up. Hold on, Khadijah. Let me pull this up.
Oh
We're
Lord,
gonna jump around so I can make sure we don't miss nothing. So I guess Bill Maher. I don't know how many of y'all down with Bill Maher, but here we go. I guess an immigrant came on the
that's
show.
John Stewart.
This guy, I think he,
John
John
Stewart.
Stewart. I'm sorry. Damn, I got mixed up. John Stewart. Sorry, correction. John Stewart. And the immigrant was basically, giving his story about, his immigrant life. And then John Stewart had to check his ass and be like, dude, you came here on your own. Like, you ain't African American. Because he was just trying to say he don't understand why we not as successful as we can be.
And he
And
was
it's
saying
like,
that white supremacy doesn't exist; it's all in our mind. And he was like, you was enslaved here. You was kidnapped and brought here." This is a British journalist who was saying that racism doesn't exist, and he was talking about his ancestors having Latino descent and how they came to America and made a way. He said they came here of their own people. He just wanted on his ass in a very nice, clean way, you know, very nice, clean way. So yeah, he trying to tell us that we need to just we don't have no we should just be further
Homestead Act.
along as if we weren't enslaved. Mhm.
Yeah. So
What you
then,
said on the
of course, they sit up there looking stupid.
Yeah. It was just good to see a white man checking him because they always act like we want to throw out slavery or we want sympathy or empathy. And he just came right on Quan, Ray, John, all them pulling up my money. Sorry. Facts.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yep, white, yep,
This is
yes,
privileged
privileged
ass. I
ass.
said,
Yeah,
how could he? It
he
was
don't have a
nice
clue.
seeing white man check them. That was great because we
Hmm.
already know what this is. Sometimes it's just exhausting that you have to keep telling white people of the fucking history of what they're sitting on and what they get to reap benefits on. That to
And the
me
way they
is fucking exhausting.
and the way they tried to rewrite it because they know what the fuck went on. Just like we know what our ancestors went through, they understand what their ancestors did to other people. So it's like it's a selective amnesia, and they want to rewrite history the way that makes them not have guilt, and the way to make them seem like they wasn't a participant in the enslavement of black people or descendants of people who enslaved black people. So they know what the fuck it is.
And
Like I
how
don't even
y'all
be
re-
buying that.
and how y'all rewrote the law. Even
Yeah,
after you
straight
tried
up.
to get, you still rewrote it where it looked like that. That shit is so fucking
Hmm.
exhausting. I just get tired of having to like tell white people that. Y'all just make me tired and shit. That make me really fucking tired.
Exhausting.
Oh, but on another note, I love it when people my dude who's the science dude. I really love this dude. He basically here's a new word, y'all. We're talking about indigenous people. Check this out. Let me hit the play on this. So the science dude just said Africans are the only true indigenous people. Period. Everybody else came from somewhere else. You could be a native, like a native New Yorker, a native person from Philly, like I was born in that city, but indigenous, the only indigenous people on the planet are Africans. That's
Hmm.
gonna fuck some people up.
Hell yeah.
Y'all think Native Americans or whatever are indigenous? No, they walked across the Bering Straits to get here. They're not they're native to this area, but they're not indigenous. Indigenous means something totally different than native.
Hmm.
Do you get that?
Most definitely. Yep.
Y'all gotta get y'all fucking languages right. Y'all love to make up some shit. Understand, overstand that.
Oh God.
Indigenous has a different meaning than being native.
Oh, this damn
White
lock.
guy
I
was
can't.
sitting there stuck. Sitting there stuck. Period. You know
Indigenous,
what I mean?
originating or occurring naturally in a particular place. That's what indigenous means. Inhabiting or existing in a land from the earlier times or before the arrival of co- uh, colonists. That's indigenous.
Yeah, yeah. So the true indigenous people are Africans. I know that fucks some people up because we like
Hell yeah.
y'all just like y'all run away with the word melanin, y'all run away with the word indigenous, y'all. I mean, y'all just make up all kind of shit
Mhm.
because you don't really know who you are, you know. Unless they gonna give out some checks, then all y'all gonna be enslaved people. Y'all be trying to get that shit right. You see, Sister Bella's
Mhm.
comment.
Yeah, they're not ready for the education right there because mankind was started in Africa and has been proven that the mother of the world is a black woman. Come on now. Yeah, they ain't ready
Right.
for that. They sure ain't.
You see the next comment,
Sure
Khadijah.
or not. The smart dummies that be giving the wrong information. So true.
I just
That is
thought
so
that was
true.
lovely. I was like, I got to share that because we be like to talk that shit, but then we don't really be having all the information. But we steady talking, popping that shit. All right, real quick, let's go over this. The 10 states people are leaving and going to. I thought this was pretty interesting. Because I just thought it was interesting.
You
So
brought
these are
that
the
up?
top 10 states that people are leaving and people are moving to. We'll start with people leaving. Number 1 on the list is California. What's up with that? Why
California,
you think people
yay!
leaving?
Because first of all, costs too goddamn much to live here. That's ABC. You see how the new houses going up. You can pass your neighbor some tissue through the window. You don't get no goddamn land or nothing, and then they want to charge you $4,000 a month in mortgage or rent. Yeah, Cali,
Yeah,
bye, and the fucking
yeah,
crime.
yeah,
See, San Francisco, in
yeah,
particular, people getting up out of there. The crime is ridiculous here for those crazy people that
yeah,
want to defund the law enforcement. I don't. Hell, but crime, cost of living, too expensive to live in
yeah.
California. Shit, that's Sister
Well,
Bella's.
New
I feel
York's
like
on
that's
the
how she
list.
would have put that shit on the end. New
Yeah.
York, I don't know. I don't live there, but probably high too, particular areas,
Well,
especially
it's always been
some of the
high, but
beautification
all
that's
them
done.
immigrants they bringing into New York and then paying them, and then the people who live there can't get no relief. So New York,
And they
and
got
same
vouchers
thing
and all
with
kind of shit.
Illinois.
And probably crime. Yep.
Same
Most of
thing
these
with
states probably
Illinois.
have some of the same shit. I don't know about Colorado, Indiana, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Those ones towards the bottom, I don't know too much about them.
I don't know.
But
I
I
can
don't know
say
if
the
it's cost
first
food.
the first five are usually Democratic led cities. Sorry. And so y'all
Maybe
kind
even
of help
some of
everybody
six.
else
Yep.
but your base. You help everybody but your
Hmm.
base in the first five. Oh, Washington State. People leaving Washington probably too expensive because see, human beings
Hmm.
move to where it's cheaper, which is going to get us to moving to in a minute. They got Colorado, Indiana, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Very interesting places. When you look at people are moving to, which I find to be quite interesting because these are the places that people ran from out of
From. Hmm.
slavery. Interesting.
Hmm.
Okay, so Texas is a little cheap, but I don't know now. It's burning and shit now, so I don't know about Texas. So right now, Texas is burning like a motherfucker right now. This is hundreds of thousands of acres burning. Texas was a desert at one time, and most people don't know that Texas was a desert. Florida,
And that's why it was so shocking last year when they had all that when people snowed in because they don't usually do that. But go ahead.
yeah, Florida.
Florida.
I don't know who the fuck want to move to Florida because they weather patterns is ridiculous, especially if you're living on the coastline. Like I don't know why, and they got the craziest governor and all kind of shit. Texas and Florida. I don't even know why y'all wouldn't even want to move to a state like that with the racist ass white people that got there. And then again, you may do better down there. At least you know who your enemy is. Shit. South
Yeah.
Carolina. People moving to South Carolina?
North Carolina.
Okay. Now you know
North
that was one of
Carolina.
these states. Yeah. And North Carolina. My grandma lived in North Carolina. Georgia. I
Georgia.
guess it's still affordable because it turned into the nigga heaven. So
But that's just Atlanta, Georgia.
oh,
It's a lot of Georgia. So yeah, you never
yeah,
know. Florida got too many crazy animals.
yeah,
uh,
you know what I'm
uh,
saying? Yeah,
Tennessee.
uh,
And what's going to happen is that people are moving from those blue states, moving to the red states, and getting ready to turn them purple.
that's a good.
That's funny.
Same thing
All
with
right.
Tennessee. Nevada is still somewhat livable, but as soon as people move there, it's going to go up because we always keep moving. That's the other thing. Instead of just nobody pay their rent, what people going to do? Put everybody on the street? Y'all can turn
That
if
part.
the people stood up, y'all could really turn this country around, but y'all ain't willing to do that. Maine, who the hell want to live in Maine?
I don't know.
I don't know about Maine.
Who don't want to?
Delaware is about that big.
Take the words off because we can't see them behind
Oh,
the
sorry, sorry about that. Y'all got Delaware and then Idaho.
I don't know. No, I'm playing, but yeah, Idaho. Yeah, I don't.
Why do y'all want to live in Idaho? Come on. I don't know. This is an interesting list. So people are leaving. I understand why people are leaving these states. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know about the state y'all going to. I don't know. Texas, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina. South Carolina, they didn't get their first black representative till like the 80s or something like that after slavery. Like they were super racist in
They
South
was holding
Carolina.
tight to that shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
these
probably
people
still the
were,
hell are.
yeah, yeah. Gotta know your place. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna be here in California though for a minute.
Yeah, it ain't for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
I
I
mean, good
just
luck
can't.
to those who's going.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry, but
just
this pimple right here is bothering me. Y'all know I didn't start getting pimples till I got grown and old, over 40. I never had pimples as a teenager.
we love you
Never.
too.
I'm hella old with this
Okay,
here.
all right.
We
Now
love you too.
yeah, we did get on the brothers, but I gotta talk about Chili's ass. This heifer
Man.
talking about she facing backlash over correcting a fan who called her chocolate, say she's without a tan. I'm caramel. Who gives a flying fizz a fuck? Who cares? The truth of the matter, I've never liked TLC, honestly. But that's just me. But don't go chasing
They
waterfalls.
was They had good dance music. I could dance to them, but that was about it. And no, but who? I mean, Chili. Who gives a? She was one of the Lawrence brothers, not even the famous one that was on "Give Me a Break." Joey. She was one of the brothers that wasn't talented and only got to come around with that fucking curl Burnett bowl haircut and play on different stuff. Look like Eight is enough. And so who? I mean, look at her. She probably don't even know what she is. And I don't give a fuck. But you're black. Either way it go, you're black. Is it called? I guess I do have adult acne. I'm sorry, but it's tripping me out, y'all. That's why I keep looking. I be days out looking at my pimple. But yeah, Chili, nobody give a damn about her. Like just the fact that she didn't want to be called chocolate. What does she think she is? She's not light skinned. She's not high yellow. What does she think she is?
She need to
You closer to
chill the
cocoa.
fuck out. That's what
She
she need to
closer
do.
to cocoa than she is to vanilla. So I don't know, girl. Bye. She ain't nobody.
Mm. I just can't believe she said that shit.
Yeah,
I
I
was
know
like,
you
look
didn't
at
never
that.
care for I know you never cared for TLC. I only know they song from
Never.
different dances and stuff. But I mean, I wasn't no TLC fan. I couldn't tell you nothing about these girls other than they used to come out with a condom over their eyeball. One of them, on that passed. Because that's the stuff I remember. They wore boy clothes. That's all the fuck I remember about TLC.
So
I
what do
know
you think
she was
about
with Usher for
Charleston?
many years.
Right on. Right on. What do you think about Charleston White saying that most preachers are FBI informants?
Let me read this comment. Trust, believe,
Okay.
when push come to shove, they're going to call her ass black. Absolutely. Um, I thought, Heifer, you're black in the laws of the earth. You're black. Exactly. Like, girl, get your ass out of here. I thought this was absolutely hilarious. Um, because I was watching some interview. He was saying that black preachers are FBI agents because they fall under 501c3s and they get certain tax breaks, and that's why they don't really turn people in to do certain things, and they don't want to lose their tax exemption and all that kind of shit. Charles White is hilarious, but he has some points. He's talking about some of the well-known TV evangelists that are black that live in cities where there are high crime with black on black crime. They don't do shit. They don't want to. They don't do no type of groups to help them in nothing because they are informants. So I think it's an interesting topic, and it
Twist.
may be some truth to it. Because Al Sharpton, we know he's somebody. Like this man been around. He's supposed if he knew everything, how he's still here. They took Martin Luther King. They killed all these other people that was activists, and this nigga still here and got a perm. Come on, y'all. Come on. He's no threat to anybody. Just like we talked
I'm
about
just
Farrakhan
saying.
last week, he's not a threat to anybody. They are just people that are here to spread the rhetoric and to keep the niggas quiet and safe. You know what I mean? And just, be a little bit angry, but don't do too much, niggas. Cause I gotta keep that pristine suit on and be able to get my press. He might be
All
talking
I'm
about our he
saying.
talking about yeah, he definitely talking about our Charlotte, but you listen to talking about a few pastors, y'all. It's a lot of
Yeah.
pastors that we have a lot of mega churches that don't stand up and do shit. That are right in the hood where a lot of black on black crimes are happening, is black femicide. They have mega churches. So it ain't just Al Sharpton little big head ass. It's a lot of pastors that are just very complacent with the state of their communities. They'll open up that church only on Sundays to get tithes and offerings and to put on a little 2 to 3 hour show on Sunday, and then they close them church doors, go to their safe neighborhoods where they got them nice luxury cars and live their fucking life.
So
I agree with them.
I'm just saying with all the
Some of
pastors
them.
we have walking around here, why isn't our community safer?
That's the point.
That's what I don't understand. Either y'all playing around with God or y'all may not be on his team.
That
Because
part.
I just never seen
This,
so many black pastors in the community, and we are in this hell of a bit shape. I personally don't understand why that is.
and
It's
it
funny.
don't take much to have the title of a pastor nowadays. I'm not lying. It's some none you remember it was really me and Dottie, but you might have went once. Brother called himself have a little church and no park. Like, nigga, who made you a pastor? He come out of nowhere talking about your pastor. Just he was just a weirdo. But anybody, every man in the pulpit ain't holy. A lot of men get up there and play church. Still put that here and that to get that perm. Then yeah, he needs to go ahead and get that up. But everybody in the pulpit ain't holy. That's a job for some, and they treat it as a job.
Well,
They clock in for
this
them three
one
hours.
picture.
It's all a conspiracy. It is a conspiracy. What is
So
Sister
for instance,
Belazar?
this picture right here with Dr. King. This is when he got shot on the porch on the balcony.
Balcony?
They said that the friendlies will not be wearing ties. How many people don't have ties on that balcony in that picture?
And when did Jesse Jackson at that time ever go out dressed down like that? He used to be suited and booted just like Martin Luther King.
Well, they said that he's an agent too,
Yep.
so I don't know. I just
And
know
they
for
still
people to
around. This
live
is
all
how
of
I
these
look at
years,
it.
yeah.
People that was game changers and that was really doing the work are out of this motherfucker because they were a threat literally. People who were not people that were they're still here. Being the preacher, you know what the Bible says. Some are called, and some call themselves. Yeah, it's a lot of preachers that just make
Yes, it
themselves a
is.
pastor. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Charleston
just
White,
seen that. I
he
was
do a lot of
like,
rhetoric, but he have a lot of points to some shit that he says a lot of the times. Some of his delivery may be crazy, but Charleston White be on point with some of his stuff. Yeah, so I ain't no telling. There is no telling.
yeah, I just did this last story, Khadijah. I think we got through everything. This last story is about the little sister who learned how to do the skating and beat everybody.
Speed skate, y'all. She was only her name is Erin. I got wrote it down. Her name is Erin Jackson. She had only started practicing and learned how to speed skate in 4 months. Came to the Olympics and whooped everybody ass and got the gold medal. Only been speed skating for 4 months. Black. She's the first black woman to ever win a gold medal in speed skating. Only learned how to speed skate 4 months ago. These people been training since they were little kids, been trying to get to the Olympics. She came, trained for 4 months, came and took the gold. You can't tell me we ain't bad as hell. You can't tell me black people are not the bomb.com. You can't. You can't.
You expose
I
us
put
to
it
us,
in
we
the
gonna
chat. Why you
win.
need a new one? Now you only both of them up there. Finish that one off first. Yeah, it's
The
in the
Bible
cabinet. I'm
says,
gonna
"False
start there.
prophets and clothing
Sorry,
come in
thought I
my
had vehicles.
name." Nope.
The Bible says that
Yeah.
false prophets in sheep clothing come in my name. Yes, yeah, they wear sweatsuits and shit now. No, sis, they come in sheep's clothes. They wear sweatsuits and gaiters and gold chains and pinky rings. A lot of these pastors look like former pimps.
You know what always cracked me up? Does it say anything about people needing false prophets?
Mm-mm.
Did the book say anything about
I
the
was,
people?
I don't know. I was listening to a Bible study last week of a church online, and this man said you need a pastor to interpret God's word. Who said that? Who said that I can't read God's word and get my own understanding? And who say the way he gonna give it to you is how I'm gonna receive it? God don't need no go between. He's God all by himself. He don't need no buffer. He don't need an interpreter. He don't need somebody to speak for him. He don't need nobody to make it plain. God, if he created the heavens and the earth, he don't need you to speak for him. So that's what turns me off with a lot of churches when they act like you have to have a pastor to tell you something, or you're not going to be able to dissect the word and live the word, the life of God wants you to live if you don't have a pastor telling you how to live that life. I think that's crazy. That's why we have these fucking cults that behind religion, because of people like that. They don't want you to have an independent thought. I should be able to read a book and get. We may read the newspaper and get the same article and get two different perspectives. Reading the
That's
same
true.
article. We watch movies and have different opinions on this. We watch the same scenes, the same everything, and then we have two different perspectives on what we just seen. So I think for preachers to act like we have to have them in order to have a connection to God is bullshit. That's enslavement too. It's like they want to be God. The pastors are not gods. They are men who study the Bible, went to seminary school, got a certificate. Everybody can go do that. That does not make them God. Those make them students of the word. It's a difference. Because if you God, grant me light. If you God, grant me life. You are an interpreter of his. You are a student of his word. Doesn't make you God. So I had to click off that Bible study because it was irritating me. Why does
Hmm.
the Bible tell you
Would
to
you?
study the word for yourself? Straight up, Sister Belazar. Good question. Yep. Yep.
I don't know.
What's your
I feel
opinion
like
on that?
people. I feel like people also use religion to hide who they really are. They're not trying to improve who they are or maybe get better from who they are, but they always use. Because I hear more people use it to condone bad behavior than anything else. It's
Mm.
always like God looked out for the downtrodden. Okay, so you mean God didn't look out for the people who was doing what they were supposed to be doing? They didn't
Isn't
get
that
no
what he
favor.
taught them to do? And isn't that what he wants them to do good things? So he ain't gonna look for them. It's very
I don't know.
contradictory, very much
Yeah,
so.
I
Like
don't know.
they say one thing, and it's totally. I am sick of these men always trying to take the Bible and use it against people. That's what's wrong with them. Yes,
Yeah,
it is. And you know
I
what else
agree.
I'm sick of, Sister Belazar? I'm sick of Bible toting people in their 40s and 50s who was hoes, gangbangers, drug dealers, and fuck ups in their younger life. And then they discover God and now they so critical and critique everybody and have an opinion and judgment and tell you how you should be living. And they were some fucking hell raisers when they were young. I'm sick of those type of people. I'm dead because I'm sick of them, those type of people. I'm used to Christians like my mama and dear Sister Tina Hartman, my auntie, Sister Tina Hart, not Hartman, Sister Tina Hart, who really lived. They lack judgment. They just want to give you some encouragement and some word. They don't push their religion. They'll give you, I'm gonna pray for you. You feel like they really pray for you too. You really do feel good when you're done talking. I like
Yeah,
those type of Christians. I don't need nobody telling what I'm doing. Hey, sister, you know you shouldn't be doing that, sister. Hey, brother, you know you was a hoe back in the day. Brother, you know you got 4 baby moms before you became a pastor. Brother, do you know you said like y'all leave us alone. Get on, look at your ass going to sleep. My
no,
sister
I'm
tired,
listening
y'all.
to you. No, 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 no. No, I'm
But
not tired. I'm listening to you because I feel
I am
Khadijah.
with you. I am with you. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Go ahead, sissy. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say the thing that bothers me the most, and this I think maybe this is one thing that attracted me to Islam for the short stint I was there, is at least you had to look like you changed. You know, like
Hmm.
you could repent in the morning and then in the evening go back and be a hoe and then just repent again in the morning. Like there's no way of like the show that you've been changed. Like I don't see that. And I feel like that's the hypocrisy, you know. I don't know, Khadijah. I just sometimes old hoes get on my nerves because they really
And
forgot that they were hoes all this time and sometimes
mhm.
still are hoes. You
It's
meet
a lot of church
somebody, you
hoes.
teasing on them, you know, oh my God, girl, he a man, he put his pants on one leg at a time like everybody else.
Yeah. And some women are just hoes in the church. You find a single pastor, I bet you find a bunch of ladies in that congregation trying to get that pastor's attention. There are revolutionary hoes who fuck in the name of revolution. Power to the people. This brother, remember one brother told us they get their strength through having sex. I said, nigga, you know how dumb you sound? You know how exhausted you are if you have sex? That shit deplenishes you. You don't get no damn energy from having sex. But that was his way of being able to sleep with multiple women in the name of his religion. People are crazy.
I remember
But
that,
it's a lot
Khadijah.
of people in the pulpit. And church, I look at church as almost like a hospital because people usually go there when it's their last. Some people go there when they in dire need of something, healing, a hope, faith, something. So they go there for those reasons. So I never go into church thinking everybody perfect because that's like going to the hospital expecting a clean bill of health from everybody in the hospital. They are there to get a illness looked at or some type of treatment, and then we try to make it more than it is.
A person told
All
me,
I can say is Paris Missionary Church. I'm just saying.
Wait,
Hey,
I'm
you said that I didn't. And Pastor
yeah.
Morris, they'll probably be on Pastor Morris. He's a nice looking black preacher, dressed nice. I know them hoes probably be. I mean, excuse me, sisters probably be on him in that church. I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, they
Anywhere
said,
there's a single pastor, and then when there's not a single pastor, because some women don't care. When I was watching church over Zoom, I had to call a friend of mine who's a pastor. Was like, "Why is that lady singing with that tight ass skirt on? And they at your house having church?" I could see her whole panty line and where her booty crack is sweating. And that's how tight her goddamn dress was. Looking Lana, get up, girl. Yo, we finna end
I'm
this
not
out.
asleep.
Reds. Yeah, okay. Your eyes.
I'm not asleep. What are you
Okay,
talking about?
okay.
Yeah,
Look
I'm
like
not
you were
asleep. I'm
asleep.
listening to you.
So,
No.
yeah, she had on a tight dress with a panty line showing. So, yeah, it's
So I
church.
was
Yeah,
always
it's
taught
hoes everywhere.
that a church is not a hospital for saints, but it's not a museum for saints, but a hospital for sinners.
Exactly. Yep.
And when I heard that expression, that made sense for me because sometimes
Hmm.
we be in church like we are perfect, like we are just the saints and nothing's wrong with us, but really you are just a sinner, boo boo. You just a sinner. But the thing is, you're supposed to get better,
Hmm.
not worse, or not repeat the same sin every goddamn week. Sometimes people, hey, one time I think you was with me. We went to church, and the person act like you had to be an ex-ho. I said I ain't never been none of that shit. So I guess this
Oh
lecture is
yeah,
not
yeah,
for
yeah.
me.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to hear
You
that
used to
shit.
be out in the
I used
streets
to be
looking
a
for
sinner.
something.
I
You'd
was.
be
I
out.
was. Yeah, fuck out of here with that.
That's what it is, and people get confused and they forget that's where you're there for. We all the sinners. We won't be saints until we cross over that part. Yep.
That's my point. And my thing is quit trying. And I think the other part is it seems like there's a hint of abuse in the way we do it. Because what if you have not been in the streets? What if you ain't been a pimp? What if you ain't been a drug dealer? What if you ain't been none of those things that are obvious? Do you mean the word is not for you?
Hmm.
You know? Do you have to come in here on a bad note for us to see you? Because that always bothered me too. Like,
Sometimes.
what if my sinning is some shit that like you can't even see? Do you have to talk from a place of brokenness so we would get it?
Isn't that how most pastors talk to you from a broken point? They always talk about the downtrodden and the weak and it is. They never say, for those of you who doing good and just getting tired of doing the right thing, you never hear that in the church.
No,
You never hear, you only hear, the bad
you don't
things
hear
that
that in the
you do, and
mosque.
that's
You
why
don't
you
hear that in
hear
the
it.
mosque
Yep.
either.
Yep.
Everything
Yeah.
is about
No,
how dumb your ass is.
any religious place, you really don't
Yeah.
hear it. They only talk about the troubles, and that's why you
And what
need the
gets
faith
me,
because you have all these troubles.
what gets me is the people who be meditating and shit and staying in the lane and being happy. We don't even want to see motherfuckers like that coming. We act like there's something wrong with a person burning sage. If it mean to keep your black ass out the house, I'll burn the sage all around my house just so you never come in the motherfucker. That's the purpose of sage. It's to keep bad energies at bay. Motherfuckers act like that shit is holy water. They don't even want to come in your house. You burning that sage. Yeah, bitch, it's for vampires. That's why you can't cross the door. Because you're a fucking vampire.
You got Mr. Bellas on dying laughing.
For real. I mean, I think some people you should throw holy water on. They probably shrink up and die. Like,
Oh
come on.
God.
Like some of y'all know y'all don't be right. Y'all know y'all don't be right. I can't tell you some of the ignorant people I met, and I don't mind cussing the motherfucker out because I'm about that life. I really am. I will cuss you out. Who is you? When has God left your ass in charge? You can't even do basic shit like take care of your motherfucking kids. How God gonna leave you in charge? You can't even read the goddamn scripture. You can't even read
And
one.
my thing is, if God is God, why does He need you? If He controls life and death, if He controls the air, why does He need this common man who just found Christ 10 years ago? What is He? What He doesn't need you? It don't make no sense. This doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, who am I? I'm only 48. I got a lot of living to do. But I know that don't make no sense. Some stuff is just common sense for me. And I know people say you can't put things in Uh, every day. Yeah, you have to. You have to take everything every day because to me, like I always say, the Bible was written by a man telling you what God said. Remember that. It's King James version or whatever version you using. It ain't coming from. It didn't say God wrote it. It's King James
Have you
version. It's whatever.
have you ever
Go ahead.
had somebody whisper something to you and tell you to repeat it to the next person and they fucking all up? That's why
They
that's
gave
why
it to the phone.
there are religious institutions on every corner in the worst places, and the shit is even worser. Like maybe y'all translation ain't right. If
That
God
part.
say love ye one another, why y'all hating on each other? Did y'all get the translation fucked up?
That part.
I think y'all could have got it messed up.
Hmm.
It says love your neighbor, not love on you, not stick your penis in your neighbor. That's not what the fucking scripture said. I know I didn't say that. Plus, scriptures are words that are inspired
I know it didn't
by
say that,
God. It's inspired. It ain't his words for real. I don't think
and that
God was
is
down
why
here on the
men.
typewriter leaving y'all fucking messages like he was a poet. I know God didn't
That
do that.
that part. That part. And that is why men cannot be trusted. And the Bible says, "Study the word yourself." See,
But
I can read. I can read the newspaper and get a word. I'm dead ass serious. I can walk down the street and watch something and get a word from God. It don't always have to come out of a religious book. Y'all know, we don't always. Go ahead. What you want to say?
but if your spirit is mean, let's talk about the mean spirited religious people for just a minute. Because I've been around sometimes I'm around them quite often. And we talk, they be quoting the hell out of the Bible. But then when somebody say, "How you doing today?" They be like, "Hey, damn, you just can't say, hey, how you doing back to them? Because you know the word of God, my sister, my brother. You mean to tell me you can't be the Bible doesn't instruct you on how to smile or how to talk to people? You mean the Bible don't do that?" I'm a bit
Hmm.
confused, Khadijah. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying not
Well,
to say no names, but I've met some mean spirited ass people who say they believe in God.
but,
Mean as shit.
sister, so they will life itself. God preaches to us daily. We just have to be open to it and hear, learn it. I know what you're talking about. And some people sit in church with angry. When it's time to get up
Yeah.
and do the fellowship, they just sitting there with a bitter bitch face, like they smell something burning or stinking, and they just sitting there. Yeah, we know a lot of people like, yeah. And I'm gonna be. You say you know the Bible system. People have learned to memorize Bible verses and scripture. They're not really living that life. They're committed them to memory. They roll off like we. You know how we learned the ABCs when we were young. We learned what nouns, person, place, a thing. We learned what an adjective is. People are the same motherfucking way when it comes to the Bible. They memorize scripture and verses, and then when it suits them to get their ass out of something, or somebody going to check them, or any way to go, they pull the scripture or a verse out to condone what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
That's what they do. They're not living the life of the Bible, or our neighborhoods would not be in the condition that they're in. If you in the Bible, they didn't close the mangers. It was open. You could go there anytime. They locked them fucking church doors when church is over. They locked them doors. It ain't open. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Yeah. So we're not. People are not living the Bible. They have memorized them. They use them as a point. It's like people quote Shakespeare, and people quote, Maya Angelou poems, and they quote the Bible. They reference the Bible because it's committed to memory only and not in their everyday walks in faith. That's why people can come out of church and go smoke a fucking blunt in the church parking lot. They don't even get off the church campus grounds yet. They come out the church, light it up in the parking lot, call a side piece up, and head over after church because they have memorized the verses and they're not walking the walk in their everyday life. Now, there are the true people that believe in God are the ones that keep the church open, though. Let me tell y'all that. Because the niggas that do that ain't paying tithes. When Jesus asked Satan what was he doing, he was looking to destroy. They come ready. That's Satan. That's evil. We have to remember Satan was God's angel. He was beautiful angel. He knows the Bible. He knows scripture. Remember that there's some evil people up in them churches. Amen.
there you go. I'm with you, Sister
Amen.
Rose. I'm just saying sometimes it
Yep.
just disappointing. That's all. But you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm gonna tell you this. Maybe this is another thing. So let me wrap it up. I've been listening to this song by Bob Marley called "War," and the really interesting
War.
thing about Bob Marley was a Rastafari, and when I listened to the lyrics of it, it's basically talking about like racism. It's talking about people being second class citizenship because of the color of their skin. It's talking about basic human rights. It's talking about how people all over the world, there's war all over the world because we're not treating people right. And I thought to myself, that is very revolutionary to have lyrics like that and this be a part of his religious faith.
Hmm.
I don't know if religion faith talks about that. I don't know if they talk about racism and the color of your skin. I don't know if they're talking about second class citizenship. I don't know if they're talking about people being oppressed because of the way that they look. I don't know if religious doctrine teach you to fight against injustices. Because to me, it should.
Yeah, yeah. To me, what I found a lot of religious books and music, because we have a lot of Christian music. We even have some Islamic music. Most of them don't come from a place of teaching or learning about what we're going through as people. They make music to make you feel good or make you feel like you can get over whatever obstacle you're going in. It's almost like have faith. And it doesn't talk about, I know we dying in the streets and or a single parent, you lost your mother or your father. We don't talk about any real pressing issues in a lot of gospel songs, to be
Mhm.
honest. It's always about you can make it over. It's almost like, God gonna get you through whatever, gotta believe in yourself, encourage yourself. Uh, 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 um, what's the song I sang at Mama funeral? Be grateful. It's always trying to remind us that good times are coming or they're around the corner or everybody suffers, but it don't
By and
really
by.
deal with pressing issues in our community. I don't I can't say that I find that. He did political songs that even back then is very prevalent in 2024, and that was what in the 70s or 80s,
Yep.
and we're in
That
2024,
is
and you can use his lyrics right now for what we're going through.
right
And so I
now.
find a lot of religious, Christian religions, it's just about having hope and faith in their songs, but not really teaching about what's happening in our immediate communities. If that makes any sense. Bob Marley
No,
was
that
really trying to awaken people politically. We just trying to get people to you can come you can you'll get over it. Better days are coming.
right.
The same with Marvin Gaye was going on. Yeah, they had some stuff in their music to yeah, Marvin Gaye his stuff right now straight up picket lines. We just talking about that Tasha last week with the Kaiser picketing for better pay and all that. Marvin Gaye was going on, and we're living in those times right now. And those are songs that transcend uh, time. You can that's prevalent right now, 2024. So, just my little take on it. I agree.
Well, sis, I definitely enjoy talking with you every Sunday, like if I never seen
So
you earlier
fun,
in the day.
right?
There's a lot of stuff going on out here in the world. I just tell us to be careful, be aware, and don't let your feelings make you make choices that could possibly cost you your life. Because I'm
That
willing to
part.
bet all of these women that have fallen this week, because every 5.5 hours, a black girl or woman is murdered by a black man or boy. Those are real stats. That has nothing to do with white supremacy, has something to do with the way we see each other. Please be careful, because I bet you all those women thought those men loved them or had some kind of ounce of respect or that they were connected somehow while he had his gun in
And
his
I would
pocket ready to blow her brains out.
And I would encourage black women, it's a little part I'm gonna take from a little lesson that you teach Love Notes. We have to start deciding the relationships we're going to be in and stop sliding into relationships that we're in. We got to start really knowing who we're with. A lot of times we quickly slide into things. It could be our hormones. Oh, he made me feel this kind of way. It may be the society pressure. I have to be in a relationship because all my friends in a relationship. So the first guy that come along, we slide into a lot of shit that we don't decide and we slide. So that's a little that's a takeaway for me. We have to start deciding what we're going to do and stop sliding into what we're doing. Sister Belazar said, I agree. Oh, thanks for sharing, you guys. Those were some beautiful pictures. I love your artwork. Thank you, sister. Okay, I'm never doing an elephant again. I swear my elephant looked horrible to me. I'm just so used to doing black girls all the time. Black women. I hated my goddamn elephant. And Lord, I'm gonna tell you, don't laugh at me. As I looked at your elephant today, it made me think
Oh
of like an
shit.
octopus arm because they didn't have the little thing that come
Octopus.
out. It made me think of an octopus arm. That's what it made me think of, like a cartoon octopus arm. Like a.
My shit look like
Want me to send you the
the
picture
damn
right quick?
horse thing. Hold on, I'm about to pull it up right now. Hold on, I'm going to it right now.
But
I'm
yeah, that's
pulling up
I,
our
I
painting
I have
stick
so much fun at these painting sips, y'all, because we get to just really talk about all kind of stuff. Like our aunt is here, our
and
dad's
laugh.
sister's here, and we got to talk about some stuff. She was talking about. It was just fun. We got to dance with her, and have some fun. It's just always good times and lots of laughs when we do the painting sip. I always come away learning something. To be honest with y'all, so yeah, that
It
was
was
fun.
with
That
our,
was fun.
it was with our auntie. Oh, sorry, sis. I'm trying to get this shit. Here we
And our
go.
sister-in-law,
Um,
Sandy, she always, y'all know, I can't remember the last time I got something for Easter, to be honest. She made us big old Easter
Yeah,
eggs, y'all, with a glass in there and candy and all kind of stuff. So that was cute. That was
chocolate
cute.
egg
I
in there.
can't remember the last time. Yeah, I can't even remember. Always have some good little spirits. And then shout out to Anissa Walker of Anissa's Art Corner at 2251 Foreign Road. She does art and a lot of stuff she does free, you guys, for the youth. So that's why we make sure we always patronize her to do our canvases, because she does a lot of free art for our community. So shout out to Anissa. She's thebomb.com. Um, when it comes to our canvases, we looking forward to our April one. Just got to pick out something nice, which is my birthday month. Woo woo. So yeah, but
Yes,
it was fun.
Khadijah will
Good
be
times.
52.
I will be 49. Don't be rushing me. God willing, I want to see 52, but I will be
Oh
49.
shit! Did I just say
Still
52?
in
That's funny as
fine.
shit. I'm sorry. You know I gotta
Anything
mess
be
with you,
funny
Khadijah.
all the time, Terrence. He said that rhyme. But yeah, that was fun time. It was fun. And my aunt was feeling herself, y'all. I can't remember what Barry White song came on, but she had to
She
get up
was
and do her little. Remember that? I can't remember what
hopping.
song it was. She started hopping in the seat, and then she had to get up. But so I after, but I just, it's just I wonder. Now Carol, she in her 60s or 70s now. Then
I think she's approaching
you
her
know,
70s. 70s. She's in her 70s.
yeah, yeah. So I wonder, like when that song came on, what she remembered, because it was something clicked in her head that brought a good memory back. And it brought a smile to her face and made her dance. So I'll just be wondering, because you know how certain songs come on now, we be like, oh, and we jump up ready, So I'll just be wondering, what and she is a widower, so I want she probably was thinking about her husband that is now passed on, my uncle Arthur. So I just was wondering, it put a smile on her face, and I thought that was just really cute, you know.
Yes, it
So
did. Yes,
that
it
was
did.
good times, good
So thank you
times.
for that. I enjoyed that painting
Yolanda had
set.
us up doing line dancing, girl. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I recognized last night. I want y'all to hold me accountable, girl. We did them line dances. My fat tired. I got to. I started my workouts around my brother. I had to. I was tired as shit from doing them dances. I said, yeah, you got to get this
Hey,
goddamn extra belly and back off of you playing, because I was tired as hell. I really was.
hey,
So yeah, I
I'm
wanted to make
surprised
sure
how you them line dances. You said once you doing that was funny how I knew the dance when you started doing it.
when it come back, yeah, it come back to you. It come back to you. So yeah, I got some shit to do. But thank y'all for tuning in. It's been another great show with Sunday Sitting with Sisters. Remember to do something special for yourself because you deserve it. Catch y'all next week. I holla.
We hollering.